What is up, guys? It's Cal, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down 5 essential building tricks for World of Warcraft housing that can dramatically expand what you're able to create. From techniques that allow entire structures to float, to clever placement methods that enable more complex and creative builds. Each ship is designed to help you push beyond the default limitations of the system, whether you're aiming for a visually striking showcase home, or experimenting with unconventional layouts. These tricks provide practical in-game methods to elevate both the functionality and aesthetic impact of your builds. Let's go. Now, the first trick we're going to look at is something that many of us have probably seen in various pictures or even videos, and this has to do with the exterior of the house, is a floating house. Now, to make your house float, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You just go to, customize the exterior of your house, advanced mode, click the house, and you make it go up. Whoa, that's huge deal right there. Very difficult to do. Not really, but you just make your house go up like that. Now that just looks kind of ugly. I feel like at some point they should make the houses have some sort of base or, foundation under them. But anyways, you can do a lot of cool things with this. I mean, you can make giant rock structures, your house floating on various floating rocks, for example. If we go to decorative mode, boulder, there's an NPC in the town square that sells like boulder and different forestry. You could make your house literally sit on a giant boulder. Kind of like this. I actually opted to go for the flat boulder because it kind of just, made more sense to make it the foundation of the house. You can make, floating rocks go up to the doorway, and you can do some cool designs with it. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm probably going to have to reset my entire home layout, but that's okay. All right, much better. Now let's get started. Oh, I forgot that. Okay, let's get started. And there you have it. This is something I just put together really quick. It's not super in depth, but this just kind of shows off a more treehouse aesthetic. So just have some stairs here. These are actually benches, which I kind of regret making benches. I think shelves would actually make better stairs because they all just kind of glow as I walk up them. Also, I don't have enough railings. I would have definitely put like railings around here and whatnot. But like I said, this was just a very general kind of showing you the treehouse aesthetic. At the very last minute, I actually screwed up these stairs, so they're kind of difficult to walk up, but they do the trick for right now. And I have a little griffin roost up here. But yeah, it's just kind of showing off some treehouse action here. The next trick I'm going to show you, we're in the house now, the rest of them will be in the house, but it's kind of to think outside of the box when making various additions to your house. Now what I mean by that is let's take a stool, for example. If you're going to use a stool, let's find a good one. Yeah, let's use this Amir Drizzle stool. Let's also take off snapping the grid. I don't like that. If you're going to use an Amir Drizzle stool, don't just use it as a stool. That's lazy. Use it as a shelf. So we're going to place this thing against the wall. We're going to move it out, of course. Move it out from the wall. So it's just kind of floating. And we're going to flip this thing 180 degrees. Like that. And then go ahead, just move it against the wall. And look at that. Now you have a cool, neat shelf. Now, if you do mouse over it, it does say that you can sit on it, I guess. What does that look like? Whoa, this... I don't think this was intended. Oh my god. Oh. But anyways, you get the idea of what I'm saying. Use various decor in your home, not for its intended use, I guess I should say. Or who's to say what the intended use is? You know what I mean? So we're going to take this. I don't even know what this is. I just kind of grabbed it. Make it small. I'm going to move that right on that shelf I just created. Now you got a nice little decor piece right there. Now the third one, kind of similar to the last one, we're going to use something that's not for its intended use and make it a little more interesting. So we're going to take a silver moon pillar. This doesn't really fit the aesthetic of my home, but for the sake of what I'm about to show you, I think the silver moon pillar kind of looks the coolest of any of the pillars. So we're going to take that, we're going to move it down. We're not going to use it as a pillar. We're going to use it as like a platform, or you could use it as some kind of torch. So I just took that silver moon pillar, put it into the ground. Now we just at the top, and Zandalari war torch. Why not? I mean, crazier things have happened, right? Let's scale that thing way up. Let's move it down, 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 down into the pillar. I don't want it to clip. Nice. Now it's just a pillar with fire coming out of it. Oop. Just like that. And don't worry, it doesn't hurt you. I don't think. No, it doesn't. You can also kind of do cool things with pillars. Like you can make little, like, I don't know what you'd call them, staircase events in your house that people could traverse. Make like a parkour room. Why not? I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. My house is not silver moon themed, but that's okay. But you get the idea of what I'm doing. Another tip and trick about using items, maybe not for their intended use, just thinking outside the box a little bit. But yeah, let's take a look at the next one. Now, the next housing trick we're going to look at, we're going to go to the bedroom, you know what I mean? Anyways, so bigger, not always better, if that makes any sense. What I mean by that is you don't need to make these huge rooms because you just want to fill up more space. Smaller rooms, you can fill up with a whole bunch more stuff and it feels more homely. It feels more comfy. This is my bedroom and it's extremely boring. But if we go to edit the floor plan, I actually made my bedroom a stairwell room just because they have really high ceilings. And I kind of liked having a really high ceiling. But I'm going to make a room off to the side. This will just, I guess, be a bedroom. I'll just move my bedroom over here. And it's going to be a small square room. Now, small square rooms actually have the same dimensions as stairwell rooms, except stairwell rooms, as I mentioned before, are just really tall, have really high ceilings. But you don't need really high ceilings because you can have like shrubbery come off the ceiling and it fills up some space, or chandeliers, or like a fireplace. Putting a fireplace in a stairwell room would look kind of awkward because it doesn't actually reach up to anything. You can put things against the wall like various bookshelves, for example, to actually make the room appear smaller, to make it give off the sense of being more comfy. I don't know. I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to try to put something together that I think looks pretty neat to show off, you know, what I'm talking about instead of just yapping. Alright, so I decided to put a little something together in this nook next to, I guess, my bedroom. Ignore this glass structure. I'll fix that later. Put a nice secretive bookcase in my bedroom. Click that bad boy and it brings us right into this room. I took a little bit of time to create. We got carpets, Nixia head. I think this is a greenhouse. I think I might have got this in Draenor Shadow Moon Valley. I can't remember. Walk in here. It's like a little study. We got plants, some knickknacks on the wall. A lantern. This, I don't know what this. This is a Suramar stepping stones. And then I just set one on the ground. And just over here, got our fireplace. Put some nice greenery above it. Paintings, telescope, food, couches, window. I went and bought these. I like these string lights. These are from Proudmoore Admiralty in Borealis. Their reputation. I bought a bunch of those. Just put those around the room. I tried to do something to fill up this empty space here on the ground. So I made these almost look like they're wagons, but they might look like toy trucks or toy wagons, whatever you want to call them. Someone needs to clean up their takeout that they left. Put this little Naru thing on this couch. And that's some books right there. A bunch of books, a bunch of different kinds of books from different expansions actually lying on the ground. Bookshelves. Bookshelves are really good at making a room look smaller. I think I might have said this earlier, but smaller in kind of a good way, because you want to fill up a lot of the wall and the floor. Don't think about just putting couches and beds arbitrarily around the room. You want to fill up the walls too. And then I took one of my tips from before. This is actually a stool that is upside down against the wall, and then I think this is a Skyhorn. I forget what you call it. It's like a light. I think it's from the Warrior class Holland Legion. Don't quote me on that. But I thought this flame was really cool. I just stumbled upon it while I was decorating the room, and I was like, I need to use this somehow. So I attached that to an upside down stool against the wall. We got some chandeliers. You can also, another thing, use partitions. Partitions are also good in making a room look smaller, because you can actually, divide a room into multiple rooms. So a really cool idea actually is to create a large room in the house. So let's just say a large square room. Where can I put this? Oh, I don't have enough space to put a large square room because I have 35 out of 43. Anyways, you get the idea. Put down a large square room and then use partitions to actually make that large square room into smaller rooms. Anyways, through here is a curtain. What is this? What? Anyways, and then finally, did you know you can make instruments with WoW housing decor? Well, you can make pretty much anything, but I'm going to be making a piano. Actually, might not be completely operational, but it's aesthetically a piano. So I'll show you kind of really how to make it. So the items I'm going to be using to actually make this piano is one Belemeth interior wall. I'm going to be using 4 Belemeth beam platforms. I'm going to be using 2 small Belemeth platforms. I'm going to be using 2 literature of Gundergaz. I'm also going to be using 16 sturdy wooden interior doors. I'm going to also be using black dye on all 16 of those. I'm also going to be using 3 large sturdy wooden tables, which I'm going to also be using black dye on all 3. And the way to make black dye is that inscriptionists can actually make black dye pigments using herbs from any expansion, and then alchemists, if there's a dye station at the town center, alchemists can turn that into dye, or the dye station can at least turn that into dye. And then finally I'm going to be using 1 Tome of Twilight Nihilism, this right here. Now the open Tome of Twilight Nihilism can be purchased from the Traveling Bookshop, which is in Stormwinder Orgrimmar, for 2,000 gold. And then the Literature of Gundergaz can be purchased at the Dornegal Renowned Quartermaster for, I believe it's 1,000 resonance crystals. Everything else I've mentioned is purchased from the Town Hall at Razor Wind Shores or Founders Point. So let's I guess let's get to making. And there you have it. As you might have been able to see as I was constructing that, I had to put a chandelier. Let me actually center this a little better. A chandelier above my piano, and then I put a like an undermine goblin light behind my piano. I need to fix that lighting a little bit because it looks a little strange clipping, but it was actually kind of hard to see, like the pedals and different areas of the keyboard, just because I built it in sort of an enclosed area under a staircase. So obviously those two things aren't mandatory, but I needed to do it anyway. And you can put like a, you know, some sort of stool or something in front of it, because why not? Let's make this a little bit bigger so it kind of fits the piano. But yeah, so that is the piano. Can you sit in this? Oh yeah, you can. But there's always that little bug, I don't know if it's considered a bug, of increasing the size of stools. When you sit in them, you just clip through the entire thing. Anyways, that is the piano. But anyways, guys, those are just a few tips and tricks for player housing. You know, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want more videos like this, feel free to sub to the channel, like this video. It helps a lot. And I would love to actually make more parts of this. This was a really fun video to make. WoW housing has been a complete blast. Blizzard cooked, to say the least. It's one of the best features in the game in a long time. And that wraps it up. Let me know in the comments below some tips and tricks that you guys have for WoW housing. Good add-ons. In the middle of making this, I actually decided to download the Plumber add-on, which many people have been commenting on my videos for me to get. It makes it really easy to duplicate items, but I've really barely tinkered around with it, so I don't know all of its capabilities. But any other WoW housing add-ons, leave it in the comments below. Tips and tricks, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.